Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how you can make a GoPro mount for your kayak. Unlike many of the options on the market that cost upwards of $50 to $100, you can make two of these mounts for less than $20, and I'm going to teach you how to do it in less than 5 minutes. So let's get into it. Now, one thing you're going to need to make this work is the handler mount. Luckily, this is a very common accessory. I'm sure a lot of you already have this. A couple other things that you're going to need that you probably already have is a drill with a 13/64 drill bit. You're going to need a pair of vice grips, and you're going to need some type of heat source such as a gas stove, or in my case I'm going to just use a candle. And finally, you're going to need 3 items that you probably don't have lying around at your house. Those 3 items are a 2-foot section of 1.5-inch PVC piping, a package of toilet to floor bolts, and a 2-inch threaded PVC plug. So let's head on over to Lowe's and I'll show you exactly where to go in the store to find those items. For the toilet to floor bolts, you're going to want to go down aisle 13 near bay 8. The kind I'm using are called the Odie Johnny Quick Bolts. They have different sizes of these. I'm using the 1/4 inch by 2 1/4 inch size. And those are going to cost you $4.68. After you grab those toilet to floor bolts, you're going to go 1 aisle over to aisle 14, and there you can find a 2-foot section of the 1.5-inch PVC piping. You're going to grab one of those. Those cost $8.25. And last but not least, you're going to continue down aisle 14 near bay 19, and that's where you're going to find the 2-inch threaded PVC plug. Those are $3.37. If you want to make 2 of these mounts, you're going to want to grab 2 of the 2-inch threaded plugs. All of those items combined are going to cost you $19.67. And like I said, for under $20, you can make 2 of these mounts with all of that equipment. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do when you get home is to take the PVC pipe and cut that in half. So technically I lied in the beginning. You're going to need one other tool. You're going to need some kind of saw to cut this in half. I just use a saw and a miter box to make a nice clean cut into it. I'm not going to show you that. If you can't figure out how to cut PVC pipe in half, I don't know what to tell you. After you cut the PVC piping in half, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to get your drill with your 13/64 drill bit on it, and you're going to get the threaded plug, and on the bottom of this threaded plug, right in the middle, you're going to drill a hole right through the middle of it. Now, after you drill the hole through the threaded plug, the next thing you're going to need to do, you're going to need to get this bag of parts that we bought. And inside the bag, after you open it, you'll see a lot of different things, but the only 2 things we need are the bolts that are inside them. Actually, you only need 1 per mount, but the bolts are the only thing we're going to be using on this project. Now that you got your toilet to floor bolts out of the package, you're going to grab your vice grips, and with your vice grips, you're going to grip the head of this bolt, and you're going to grip it really tight because we're going to be holding this bolt over a heat source. I'm going to be using a candle. You could use a gas range, but a candle works just as well. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright guys, so I'm going to heat the end of the bolt using the flame from the candle. The reason you use the vice grips, obviously, is because this bolt is going to get very hot, and if you are not holding it with vice grips, you're going to burn your hands. So I'm going to heat this up, and then I'm going to show you the very next step. Alright guys, so after you heat this bolt up for a little bit, the very next thing you're going to do, you're going to get that threaded plug, and you're going to push this into the threaded plug while turning the screw, or turning the bolt rather. And what that's going to do, it's going to burn threads into that PVC pipe. Now, what that's going to leave you with is something that looks just like this. It looks very similar to a lot of the kayak accessories that you see in the market, except what we're using is the toilet to floor bolt instead of what all the other companies use. So what we're going to do is, after the project is completed, we're going to go outside, we're going to go put this on the gear track of our kayak, slide it on, and then we're just going to simply twist the mount until it gets tight on that gear track. And the final thing we got to do, we got to take the PVC pipe and we got to push it into the threaded plug. And this thing goes in perfect. I mean, once you get a rubber mallet, you hit this thing down, this thing is not coming out. I thought I was going to glue this initially when I first made it, and you don't need glue at all. This thing is not going to move once you get it in there. So this is the finished product, guys. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's really functional when I'm out on the water. What I normally do is I'll put that handler mount right in there, and I'll point the camera at me while I'm doing my kayak fishing. Say I catch a fish, now I have a good third-person view of me catching the fish, holding the fish to the camera to get some great photos. If I'm just paddling down the water, I can turn this towards the front of my kayak. I can get a great shot of the front of the kayak. You can turn this camera to the side of your kayak. You can get some great B-roll footage like that. I got some great footage of me and Lucas paddling out on Lake St. Clair. You can turn this thing to the other side. When you're releasing a fish into the water, you can get a good shot of releasing the fish. You can easily, if you see something, you see an eagle flying, you see something crazy, you can just quickly and easily take it out and get a good shot of it that way. You can't do that if you have any kind of camera mount that's sold by one of these big name companies. You can't quickly release a camera that quick to get a shot like that. You're gonna miss that shot if you don't have something like this. So that's why I really like this, guys. I really hope you found it useful too. If you did, make sure you join the Facebook group Kayak Fishing Dads. It's a group we started not too long ago. It's growing really fast. It's a great place to go online, chat with people who love kayak fishing, show pictures, just a really great community to be a part of, guys. So I hope you join us there, and until next time, guys, tight lines.